Welcome to Tellypathic, your visit to the world of episodic telly. With a strong backbone of Star Trek, we are your two hosts who are mad about telly, Mark and Gary. Hi, Gary.
Hey Mark, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. This one was your pick, and I enjoyed it greatly. It's a nice, fluffy, Christmassy thing, right?
Yeah,
Tell
yeah,
us
yeah.
about it. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, so yeah, when you say my pick, I really don't remember any Doctor Who Christmas episode really. I remember like a few.
Oh,
So
Christmas Invasion, surely, right?
yeah, there's a few, right? There's a few. So when you said, "Hey, let's do a Christmas episode," I was like, "Okay, let me have a think." And then ended up with Doctor Who. I wanted to do another Doctor Who, so I just picked a random Christmas Doctor Who episode. I didn't remember.
Oh, okay. That's quite
So
cool. That's quite cool. There
yeah,
are a
so
lot, and some
I
of them
went
are way
in.
less Christmassy, and some are great, So,
Yeah, I literally went through the BBC iPlayer thumbnails and was like, that looks Christmassy. So I clicked on
that's
that one.
Christmassy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was Matt Smith, and we haven't really talked about Matt Smith too much.
No,
So
and
I thought,
this,
why not?
yeah, and this, I think showcases reasonably well Matt Smith.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, and it feels good. This was the first Christmas special of Matt Smith as well, because the year
Yes, this is his first
before
season, that's right,
was
yeah.
it Tennant about to change? It was kind of verging on it, wasn't it, for the Christmas? Or I might have
Yeah,
that a bit wrong. I'm not quite sure, but it was Tennant's last Christmas one, and Smith's first Christmas the year before, and then this
that's
one's
right.
Tennant's. Right, yeah. So do you want to do what you usually do? Just
Yeah,
go
I'll give a
through
quick
roughly the. Yeah, all right, go on then.
quick
Go
run
on.
through the episode then. So it's essentially a Doctor Who spin on a Christmas Carol. The episode is literally called A Christmas Carol. It opens like the Doctor Who twist is that there is a ship crashing onto a planet. It's like
Yes.
going through the atmosphere of the planet,
Mm.
and it's about to explode basically. And on the planet, it is run by. It's unclear whether he owns the planet. It seems to be like he owns the planet because he's extremely rich, so he has some sort of financial
Yeah, and he
power
can't
over the planet.
controls the weather, which has a deadly aspect because he can stop killer fish or
That's right.
something.
Yeah. So
Right.
so the reason why the doctor has to go to him is because he has the machine that controls the weather. And so he would be able to make the weather passable so that the ship could safely get through and land without
Yeah.
killing everyone on
Yeah.
board.
And it has to
Um
be mentioned, Rory and Amy are having their honeymoon suite
on
on
the
this
ship.
ship. Yes.
Yes, that's why the doctor is even here, it
Yeah, because
seems.
Amy contacted him, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And so, yeah, it is an episode about how the Doctor attempts to convert. Oh, the reason why the Doctor can't just use the machine is because he's got like a DNA print, like a brainwave print
Yeah,
control over the
do they call
machine,
it isometric or something?
isomorphic or something like that,
Isomorphic,
something
yeah.
goofy,
Yeah.
and it basically means that he's the only one who has the ability to use the machine, which gives it so much power.
Mm.
And so the doctor can't just change it himself, so he has to change him as a person. Because like, it's kind of loose, but he's like, I'm not gonna change the weather. I don't care about these people. Um,
Yeah, he keeps stressing he doesn't care. That's
he
why
doesn't
he's.
care. Yeah, he's like, I don't care about like 400 people on the ship. Nah, just leave it.
Yeah.
So the doctor has to convince him basically, and it's using the a Christmas Carol tropes to sort of change him in a sort of Doctor Who way. And we can go into some of the details later. But
Yeah, yeah.
long story short, he eventually changes his mind, and they find a way to land the ship safely. And a happy Christmas and to
Yeah,
the
very
Merry
sweet.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah, this was the fairy tale stroke fantasy end of the Doctor Who spectrum, which, all right, consists of mostly fairy fantasy, and sci-fi and stuff like that. But this was the goofy fantasy end, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Really, deliberately
yeah.
so.
I thought it
It
worked with
was
the Christmas
leaning.
vibe.
It was
Yeah.
leaning into that heavily. I quite enjoy this one. I don't think I watched it that long ago, actually. Maybe a year and a half. So it was
Right.
kind of, it was kind of reasonably fresh to me.
I have
Uh,
no memory of this place
yeah,
at all.
I do remember thinking about it, and I think it bears out that it's like, yeah, this don't really make sense, but it doesn't really matter. That was my feeling
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I have a
Because
few notes of this makes no sense, but okay.
yeah, yeah, it was the whole thing of changing his memories that he never had, and then suddenly appearing to form in his head as the story
Yeah,
went on.
quite problematic. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially in like Doctor Who terms.
yeah,
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 quite problematic
yeah. But we
decisions.
don't care. We don't care.
But we don't care. Yeah,
We don't
I
care.
think it gets as a lot of these Christmas Doctor Who specials get. Some of them are really serious, right? And they like hit quite serious notes. This is one of those throwaway episodes where they're just like, ah, we'll have a bit of fun. We'll do a bit of a Christmas Carol thing.
Yeah, there's a lot. Matt Smith is mainline. We're mainlining Matt Smith here. We get a little bit of Amy and a little bit of Rory. Enough so we know it's Amy, right? It's clearly Amy doing her thing, but it's mostly old Matt Smith doing his thing, and it's fun, so that's we like Matt Smith, don't we? Both of us like Matt Smith quite a lot.
Yes, yeah, and we haven't talked about him enough, really,
No, no.
considering
I
what
just
we.
got
Yeah.
one thing that's fun. I was kind of thunderstruck. It's something I'd never noticed before, and it's weird, and it might be my imagination. And
Okay.
other people may have noticed this, and it'd be talked about all over the internet, but I've never encountered anyone discussing it. It struck me, right? And this is for people that watch Only Fools and Horses, right? The
Okay.
the whole Rory Amy thing was a weird mirror of Rodney and Cassandra. In that Rodney always had a thing about women in police uniforms, right? And there's one
Oh,
episode
right.
of Only Fools and Horses where Rodney dresses as a Roman soldier for Cassandra. You know, bit of role playing, and it's
Wow.
like
Okay.
when Amy turned, and it struck me as soon as Rory appeared on deck at the same time as Amy at the beginning, because Amy turns up in a policewoman's outfit from the honeymoon suite, and the woman
Yeah.
says, "Have you been in the honeymoon suite?" He goes, "Yeah, let it go." And things like that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
as
It's
soon as
good.
Rory comes, it's like, blimey, that's like Rodney and because I don't know, I don't know if that's a stretch, but it just seemed like, whoa. That reminded me of that Fools and Horses episode they're when Rodney's
Dude, yeah,
turned
that's
up.
deep. I didn't think
So
about that. I thought the joke was funny, but yeah,
it's
no,
never
that's good.
occurred to me before, but I've seen them both before in those outfits, but I've never connected it with Fools and Horses before. But
That's really
it did
funny.
make me laugh. But
Um,
yeah, it is a bit of a there's a running joke. Why are you dressed like that? To Amy, who's getting more and more shirty about it because she's come
yeah, it
from the
was
honeymoon
funny.
suite, right?
There was a funny when we talk about Star Trek. It was making fun of Star Trek 2009 a little bit, which I really loved at the very start. The film,
Yeah, yeah,
the Chris Pine film, yeah. The lens flares all over the deck,
yeah,
and the like. It was definitely like an Enterprise inspired deck for the ship.
yes.
Um,
It
and they
kind
were
of
constantly like flashing the audience with the lens flares, which I
yeah.
thought was a really
Funny
funny
enough,
dig.
yeah.
This was a
The
year later, right? Then that came
Yes,
out.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean the like the control deck reminded me a bit Star Trek, certainly the lens. Made me think of Futurama as well a bit, and also the movie of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Heart of Gold, looks a bit like that too. It just made
Yeah.
me laugh. But yeah, I quite enjoy.
Yeah, I like that. That was pretty good. And then of course, oh God, his name Michael Gambon, is it?
Yes, Michael
Um,
Gambon.
playing the Scrooge character. He was like Mr.
Yeah.
Sardick in this. And that was great. Like I was like, oh damn, like
Yeah, he did mess around. He played a very similar character, but a much nastier piece of work. Who was very violent. But in terms of the character and the how he shouted at people, he played a very similar character in a fairly adult movie. Well, it is an adult movie. In that it's an 18. In a film
right,
called what was it called? The Thief, the Wife, the Cook, and her lover, or something like that. But basically, he plays a really vile character called Speaker, who's like a gangster, right?
right.
But also loves his food. and he's constantly haranguing people. Michael Gambon was playing very similar. It's in a similar way, but this character is way less unpleasant than that one. Um,
Yeah. But
but
I
even
thought he
so,
did a good job.
it
He
was
did a
good.
really good
Yeah,
Scrooge. I could see him doing a Scrooge for like, an actual for a Christmas Carol adaptation.
yeah.
Um and yeah, I thought he was really good. I think he was a really good get. And I can't really believe they got him, to be honest.
Oh, I can. I mean,
But
he's
yeah.
game for all sorts of stuff, and I think this is right up his street.
Yeah, he nailed
Uh,
it. He absolutely
yeah.
nailed it.
And we also get Catherine Jenkins turn up, who sings lovely. Not the best actress, but they didn't give her too much to do, and she's
Yeah, it's fine.
okay. But yeah, and it's clearly riffing on some Christmas Carol. It's called Christmas Carol, and Doctor Who actually says something about a Christmas Carol, doesn't he?
Well, he says I'm the ghost for this Christmas.
Yeah, and
I'm the
then they
ghost of
use the
Christmas
ghosts
Park.
in a very clever way, I thought. But we'll go through it as we go. The ghosts of past, present, and future done in quite a clever way. I thought the rest of the cast was solid. I thought I didn't have
Yeah,
any problems with the rest of the cast. Yeah, it was, and apparently it was viewed quite positively this episode too. So
yeah.
there's some contrivances, and there's a bit of ropey CGI.
Yeah, yeah.
With
So,
the
yeah,
sharks and this.
yeah. Talking about the sharks, jump scaring the audience who haven't actually seen this. There's a whole subplot about fish that can swim through fog. So
Yes,
part of the
they're in the sky.
machine, that's right, part of the machine which can control the weather. Um, it has the ability to allow fish to swim, and as part of the way that this man controls the people is he can sort of make the fog denser to allow sharks to hit the lower levels, which is where people walk around. So
Yeah, there's some comments about fish being eating people, and the
yes,
doctor's like, fish,
yeah,
fish.
what yeah,
He doesn't quite get it. The entire planet seemed to be like Victorian Cockneys as well. Should be mentioned,
yeah.
dress and the way they talk. So again, evoking Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah, which is interesting because they like there was a connection to Earth because obviously the ship says I'm from Earth and we're crashing on your planet. And he's like, Earth, we've got too many colonists already. Like,
Yeah.
so they're obviously a settlement from Earth kind of thing. But um, yeah, they choose to live in this sort of like Victorian era, even though they have like good technology and stuff. So it's an interesting setting. Obviously, it's all contrivance to make it seem like a Christmas Carol, right? But
Yeah, and there's a lot of
yeah.
mentions of the surplus population, isn't there?
Yeah,
Uh,
they're like just mean, right? They just don't
yeah,
like. He doesn't like people. It comes out later that it's all come from his dad, right?
yeah, and the thing is, those words are straight from Christmas. Scrooge says they better die and decrease the surplus population. About
Yeah,
people that can't afford to live. So yeah, it's definitely evocative of it over and over again, which is fine. The Doctor's
yeah.
in his element doing all this as well, right?
Well, what did you think? So I thought it was interesting. So the Doctor's plan is go. Well, I can't change him, right? I can't change his mind. So what I'll do is he says he sees a video of his dad beating him as a child.
Well, first he infers all sorts of things. He goes, all the chairs. He does a bit Sherlock Holmes, right? He goes, all
Oh,
the
that's
chairs
right.
in
Yeah,
this room are facing away from this portrait of your dad. Your dad, or it could be you, but it looks older than you, so I think it's your dad. All the chairs are facing away from it, and there's also a Christmas tree in that photo, and you have no Christmas trees here.
yeah,
So he's inferring all of this about this man, right?
yeah.
For a start. For a
That's
start.
right. Yes,
Yeah.
and so yeah, then obviously it seems like the Doctor must go digging, and it
Yeah.
comes up with this video, and it's of a young boy, and he's excited about going to see the fish. And then this old man who looks well, it is also played by Gambon, which is
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's got a mustache. He's got a mustache and
yeah,
beard
he's got like a
as a
villain
father,
mustache,
right?
which I thought was
Yeah.
great.
And but
Yeah,
what gets the doctor going though is the fact the family come in and ask if one of their relatives basically looks up people's parts of people's family off on debts, basically as collateral, right? As debts,
Yeah,
and they
which
bring
is
this
another
woman up.
twist on the there's
Yeah,
another pile on top, which is they ISO freeze people who are
yeah, yeah.
which is
And they
interesting
asked her to be just let loose for the day so she could
for
spend it with the
Christmas. Yeah,
family. And he's like, and he at one point the boy, as they're being herded out by his servants, the boy throws something at Gambon's character, and he goes to hit the boy, but he stops. Right, that interests the doctor. That's where the doctor it sees he's not entirely
he's not evil.
is not wicked, and he isn't in this. He's not evil. He's like Scrooge, right? He's damaged life,
Yeah,
or he's not. There's been problems growing up, which means he's more concerned with money and stuff than sort of people, right? So
yeah,
it's
that's right.
kind of it's like Scrooge redemption story.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
He never
Um,
hits out with a humbug or a bah,
no,
which I
thought
thought,
we should have had a humbug. We should have had
I
a
should have
humbug.
at least had a bah, right? Like a bah.
Yeah.
But
um,
it's fine. But yeah, so the Doctor's play is, he laments. He says, what did I learn from that night? I learned that nobody comes, right? Because he's obviously like hoping that
yeah.
somebody, and then the Doctor comes, right? He comes through the window, like, well, see,
Yeah,
and
we
this
do
is
also we also see in part of this video he shows him it's quite important is that we see his father come in and hit him, right?
yes, yeah, yeah, that's right.
So that the doctor's like, you're not the same as your father, things
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah, he knows that he's a better man, and he's redeemable, which is
yeah,
the hope that the Doctor needs. So he goes back in time to see them as a young boy, like literally just after the video was
yeah,
taken.
and the video's still playing. The old bloke's watching this.
And so the old bloke is watching this video, which is different than what he remembers, obviously, because the Doctor is now altering time, and the Doctor basically gives him a nice Christmas, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gives him like a fun Christmas.
I had to laugh because there's one line just before this all kicks off. He goes, "You will find you'll have your memories I'm changing your memories, which is kind of a tricky thing. But if you just hang on, you'll get the hang of it." Which felt a bit like what I've mentioned before. Austin
Yeah.
Powers, Basil Exposition when they talk about time travel. It's a bit complicated. Let's not worry about it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like
It'll
that.
just hurt your brain if you think about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, in a standard Doctor Who adventure, he'd use his sonic screwdriver to fix the thing to allow the ship to land, and that'd be it, right? Uh, but not in this one. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen. Right.
Yeah, which is funny because they do reference it because he says, "Oh, you can't manipulate the machine. It uses isomorphic protection." And the Doctor's like, "Liar, that's not possible. That's not a thing." And then he checks it with his machine. He's like, "Oh, it appears it
This is
is."
this is that.
which
Yeah.
which I thought was a funny reference to like, yeah, we know that this wouldn't happen, but here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I like there's lots of little one-liners in this. Very Matt Smith one-liners, like when they first see the protection. He goes, "How did you do that?" He goes, "Oh, I used I don't know, quantum isometrics and a paperclip,
Yeah, yeah.
things like that." Right?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was there
yeah,
was there yeah there were he had some great one-liners. There was a moment when he says, "Oh, they wrangle the shark. They make friends with the shark, right?"
yeah,
And they're like, "Is he gonna come? Is he gonna come this Christmas?" And the Doctor says, "No, no, no, it's impossible, except on Christmas."
yeah.
Which I loved. I loved that for like a Christmas vibe. I thought that was good. Um,
Yeah, it's cool. And then it evolves into, well, we need a life support system for the shark to get back. I can't just take him back; it'll kill him. We need some sort of life support. And then Gamble's character as a boy, I keep calling Gamble because I can't remember his name. It's
it's
like
Mr. Sardic. I don't know his first name, but yeah, he's Sardic.
Kazran,
Kazran, that's right.
Kazran.
Well done, well done. Yeah,
Which means he takes him down into this basement where there's all these people in life, frozen.
yeah, for the
And
loan
they pick a
collateral.
random one, and it happens to be Catherine Jenkins' one, whose character called Abigail, which rescues her, but also lets her out. And then they all go on like a Christmas adventure, and the doctor
Yeah, yeah.
keeps turning up every year.
So that this is mad, right? Like I don't get this at all. So like the doctor knows that these people are incarcerated, but he's like okay with just releasing her every year at Christmas
Mm,
for this young boy to have a fun Christmas with this lady because
yeah,
the lady can sing to the sharks, right? Or
yeah.
sing to the
Oh,
fish,
yeah.
which calms them,
Yeah,
right?
because the clouds are controlled by vibrations, which equates to music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
All
again,
right.
okay, all right, we're gonna get Christmas carols later on. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we're gonna get
Right,
some.
and then like the so every year they go back and they release her at Christmas because the
That's-
Doctor is trying to change Kazran to be a nicer person, right? To enjoy Christmas and be like giving and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he spends every Christmas
And
with
it's kind
Kazran.
of working, isn't it? It's
It's
kind of
sort of
working.
working, right? And then like, but I can't understand why they keep releasing this lady only for one day.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we see a little countdown on the front of a device, and it says
Yes, which
008 007.
yeah, which
Not
isn't
really
explained, but
referenced.
we're kind
Yeah.
of getting like, okay, and you see it in the background, it's slowly going down, fine. And then as the years go by, again, it's only been 7 years,
Yeah.
but suddenly Kazran is like early
About
20s,
25. Yeah.
which is
Uh,
crazy because he was about eight,
yes.
as when this whole thing started. So I was like, well, okay, this makes no sense, but fine. We'll ignore that, I suppose. And he falls in love with this lady.
And she falls in love with him.
Yeah, and it's a mutual thing, and it's all great.
And
And
they
then
go visit her family, don't they?
they visit a family. Yeah, all this stuff happens, and then in the last, the clock is set to 1, and she tells him, "I'm actually dying of some terminal illness,
It's where I can operate perfectly fine until the
but
moment I
I'll
die.
just suddenly die, and if you release me one more time, that'll be it. I'll have one more day and I'll die." Right? Which again is like what?
Yeah,
Again, the
um,
doctor is okay with this. He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, that's happening."
yeah.
And what Karazran becomes mean again because he's just mean in a different way. Because he's like, "I had it, life's not fair. I'm not allowed to have nice things. Um, I was given a glimpse of sort of something nice, and it was taken away from me." And I was like, "Okay, but you met this person like once a year for 8 years." It's only like 8 times. Like, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I get it, but like, I was like, that's a bit crazy.
yeah.
Um,
Then so basically that's all the Ghost of Christmas Past stuff, isn't it?
yes. So
Um,
yeah, that's right. Which
anyway,
fails.
we haven't quite finished. Well, yeah. What happens is she sort of tells him, I can't be let out again, and that makes him go cold. The doctor's saying, "Oh, come back next year," and he's saying, "No, no, it's all right. I think I'll be all right from here." And the doctor's like, "What's changed?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'll call you if I need you." And he says, "What about Abigail?" He goes, "Oh, I know where to find her." All this. So yes, and I have to say, the first time I saw this, I didn't quite understand his memories were forming. I probably had a Christmas dinner and a few drinks. Watch this. I didn't understand his memories were changing as it went. So I was thinking, how didn't he say anything in the beginning when we saw her at the beginning? So I was
Yes.
confused. I do remember being confused about that.
Yeah.
Watching it this time, and I've watched it more than once since, so I kind of know. I understand what's happened now.
Yeah. So that's right. So that goes to the Christmas past. So then they change tack because it's not working. He's still grows up to be a resentful old man.
Yeah,
So they change the tact again. So this time it's Ghost of Christmas Present, which is
President
Amy
Amy dressed.
hologramming from the ship, dressed as a
Yeah,
sexy policewoman,
yeah,
right?
and she takes him down to the basement, and it's full of people singing Christmas carols.
Yeah,
And
which he doesn't care about. He's like,
no,
no, not interested.
so again, I think when I watched it the first time, I thought if they let all the people out, but no, that isn't. They're holograms of people on the ship that are taking time to sing Christmas carol while their ship plunges into its death.
Yeah, so it's a bit dark though, isn't it? Because it's a plan that the Doctor comes up with. Like, if everybody on this ship is singing Christmas carols, it might calm the like
Yeah,
fish,
oh
which
yeah,
might
yeah. There
change
was
the
that.
atmosphere to hopefully save the ship.
Yeah,
But it if it but it's not working. And then the captain says, "Well, why are they? You know, because the old man's like, well, why are they singing then? Can you not just shut them up if it's not working?" And then she says, "Well, we haven't told them
yeah.
it's not working because why
Because it's
would
the
you, right?"
hope.
Like
It's
I
the
was like,
hope.
"Damn!"
It's
I
the
was like, "That's
hope.
actually secretly pretty dark."
That's the yeah. But
Yeah.
I do like the final twist when it's about future because what they did is he wasn't presented. He says, "What? Are you taking me to see my future? What future? I know what I'll be." You know, and he says basically what we see when in Christmas Carol when Scrooge sees his own future. Everyone hates him and glad he's dead. But
Yes.
they
Yeah.
do a
That's right.
twist here, and he says, "No, I'm showing you your future now." And
Yeah.
then he turns around, and it's him as a boy seeing himself as a bitter old man.
Who doesn't
Uh,
care about these
which,
people? Yeah.
wow, that was a great twist.
Really, really
Other
great twist.
really
Yeah.
effective. Really didn't see it coming, so really excellent. Um, and this basically breaks down that hard shell in
Well, yeah, because he goes to strike himself, right?
yes, yes, and he realized, and then he hugs himself and says, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." So
Yeah,
he's
which was
he's
really
he's
powerful. I
definitely
like that.
yeah, it was really good, but again, it didn't strike. He remembered his own father doing it. Um,
But
but
also his memories are changing, right? I saw
yeah,
it as his
and also he
memories are
keeps
changing.
finding new artifacts that he never have had, like pictures of Abigail, which he wouldn't have
Yes.
had if none of this had happened. So he's also
Yeah.
finding things as well as his own memories changing. Actual stuff in his house is changing, or becoming there.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was the best bit of the episode for me was the reveal that the old man wasn't the main character in the present bit. It was actually uh
the
the
boy,
younger self.
yes,
I'm showing you your future now. That was probably the best thing in the episode for me.
yes,
Really enjoyed that.
yeah. So,
So
so
then he converts, right? He
yeah,
changes.
and his
He's
machine won't work anymore because his mind's been changed so much it doesn't recognize him anymore.
So do you know what they need to do? They
Yeah,
need to get the one woman who can sing
for
and
the
calm
sharks.
and is powerful enough to like calm the atmosphere so that the ship can land. We need to get the lady out who's only got 1 day left to live, which they do, and
Yeah,
she
but it's
sees him
yeah,
as like an old man. She's like, "Oh, you've grown," which is sad because
yeah,
she said obviously they've had a conversation about it. She's kind of like, "You should have let me out sooner. You're so old
yes,
now. You've been like hoarding my time."
yes. Um, but it's kind of sweet, and he even has a speech, a monologue, doesn't he? Where he says, "Would you do it, Doctor? If it was the one you loved, would you sacrifice her?" Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it
Kind
was a
of
bit of a
cool.
Spock moment, right?
Yeah,
Lives of the many, right?
yeah.
Um, and the Doctor doesn't answer the question.
No, no.
He doesn't answer in a very good Matt Smith way.
Yeah.
Um, he just
Matt
stoic.
Smith's very good at ambiguous and
Mm,
reacting
yeah,
and making
it was really good. It
make
was a
you
good moment.
think, wow, there's a lot going on in there, and we're only seeing a bit of eye acting
And
around it.
honestly,
Yeah,
the chemistry between Matt Smith and Gambon was really good.
yeah, it was
Like
very
they
good.
really bounced off each other as like adversaries really well
Yeah.
in conversation. I
I
thought.
mean, just watching this, one-off goofy sort of fairy tale episode rather than even slightly grounded in any sort of reality
Oh yeah, yeah,
makes you
yeah,
realize how good Matt Smith was. Remember how good, or if you've never seen him before, will make you realize how good he is as a doctor. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, it's
yeah, for
it's
sure.
rather marvelous. It's rather marvelous. But then we have to be clear: the doctor doesn't care about all the people in the basement, right?
He doesn't. Yeah, it's
Uh,
madness. It makes none of it makes any sense. And he
yeah,
even says at one point because he's like right at the start of the episode where he like drops into this place. The woman's frozen in the thing, and he's like, "Who's that?" And the old man's like, "It doesn't matter." And he's like, "Oh, that's interesting. I've never met a person who doesn't matter." And I'm like,
yeah,
"Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Just in like many Doctor Who episodes I've watched, there's many people who have died, and you,
Yeah.
and you have not thought about it twice.
Yeah.
But
Well,
again,
it's a
Doctor
lie.
lies.
It's
The
a
Doctor
lie.
lies. Yeah,
Oh yes, he's always lying to himself as much as anyone.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Um. So, the yeah, and so it ends, and we see Rory and Amy, but we also she says, where is he? Where's that? I mean, they're talking about where's that? Where is he? He goes, oh, he's enjoying his thing, and we see him and Abigail flying through the clouds on in a pony and trap kind of thing, being pulled by the shark.
Have a laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
On her
Um,
last day on Earth
oh yeah,
again, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's happy, that's fun, that's okay. We're
yeah.
not going to try."
So Doctor doesn't try and save her, doesn't worry about all the people in the basement.
No,
That's all that, right? I mean, Kazan could have said, unlock them all, but there is a joke right at the beginning. He's got all these servants who all disappear, and the Doctor's like, "Oh, they all won the lottery
yeah.
all at the same time." And he's going, "But there isn't a lottery on this planet." He goes, "Oh, that's how lucky they are."
Yeah,
Things like that. Everyone who has to disappear, oh, they just won the lottery. So
yeah.
yeah,
That was the one thing that I couldn't redeem was like, how is the Doctor just letting these people be trapped from for like
yeah,
a loan shark? Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I get that his plan is to like change this man's mind so he can save 400 lives, but like, and why don't you try and save everyone? I don't understand. Would like busting them out
yeah, yeah,
change things? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's very odd.
yeah.
Um, it's an
I
odd decision.
I just found a bit of continuity porn. Basically, apparently
Sorry.
the Doctor declares the controls of the TARDIS are isomorphic in the pyramids of Mars, which is the fourth Doctor. We are going back.
Oh, right.
So,
Crikey.
so
Okay,
yeah,
so it's a
that term
proper
is
throwback.
used. But that's not quite true because other people fly the TARDIS after it. But it is a throwback, that term. How about that? There's something.
That is
Yes.
pro, yeah.
Yeah. So there's also a bit of darkness right at the, a bit of shade right at the end where he's talking to Amy, where he's going, everything has to end because he's talking about where they're going to go on the honeymoon. And she says, "Are
Oh
you all
yeah.
right, Doctor?" He goes, and he starts lamenting and they're talking about but Kazran, and he's saying everything has to end, but he's talking about himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. So yeah, fun, fluffy, with quite a lot of loose threads, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah. It was an all right Christmas. It was an all right Christmas thing. Um I think yeah, for it's always a bit of an event. I don't know if you don't live in the UK, then you might not know. But the Doctor Who Christmas episode is often a thing that people will sit down and watch at Christmas.
Oh yeah, it was on Christmas Day, and it was quite important. And you kind of started to feel when the Doctor was becoming less important, less watched or something, because they started like, oh, we're going to do it on Boxing Day, or we're going to do it
That's
on New
right.
Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and it's like, well, why not Christmas Day, right?
Yeah, it kind of just once it started to drop off. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But this was right at the height.
Oh yeah,
We'd just
yeah,
come off David Tennant, which was hugely popular, and into Matt Smith, and this season was doing really well. And then yeah, this Christmas episode happened, and people liked it. So yeah, it was yeah, it's pretty cool. And I must
yeah.
have watched it that Christmas. I think it delivered for what you
Yeah.
get at Christmas. I thought this was pretty good.
They always do something kind of special. There's ones, there's a great one with Eccleston. Well, his first episode, right? With the Christmas killer Christmas trees with Rose. Isn't that Christmas?
No, the
Oh,
first
I got
episode is the
confused.
mannequins with
Oh,
the
my
guns in
mistake.
their hands, and she's in
But
like
there's one with
Primark or
Christmas
something.
trees, isn't there? Spinning
Yeah,
Christmas trees.
yeah,
David
that's right.
Tennant's intro episode. Chris, that
That's on
was
Christmas Day.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was awesome. It isn't particularly Christmassy, but was a great
yeah, and
episode.
I didn't pick that one because we had referenced it a few times,
Yeah, yeah,
and I do remember it. But
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to talk about Matt Smith. Yeah, he's very solid. No Fez in this one though. No Fez.
Oh, he shows up as a Fez
Ah,
one Christmas, doesn't he? In the flat in the when he's doing the Ghost of Christmas Past, and they're getting older.
yeah, he does.
They
Yeah,
both show up in a yeah. They go, Merry Christmas. He's got a Fez on, which was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, quite an enjoy. It's not like the greatest episode, but it is fun and lightweight and good one to watch at around Christmas time.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, good as Christmas
recommended
goes.
really.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right.
And the cast was solid. Didn't recognize. Sometimes I reckon you recognize people that either are famous or have become famous in the rest of the cast, but in this, didn't recognize them for anything else. But they were pretty solid, and Michael Gambon was, was a big
Easily.
catch for this, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, Catherine Jenkins too. She'd not acted before, and I don't think she's acted since. And she did all right considering she's not an actress. Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, the singing was great. It was
yeah,
amazing.
she's
I'm
a
assuming
singer.
it
She's
was.
a
Yeah,
great singer.
yeah. She nails that.
Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of cool. So quite enjoyable. Um, Not really got much more to say about this one. It was fairly lightweight. The only thing about it really was it was a little troubling around the loose ends for us nerdy time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tickled the old nerd senses a few times, but yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. And honestly, I'm amazed we actually got as much out of it as we did, conversation wise.
Yeah, I will also say I thought the music was great, and this episode looked fantastic. It was quite well directed.
It was. You
Um,
could definitely see that they put money into it. Like I know you
yeah,
mentioned the CG was ropey, but I
yeah, that
imagine
was ropey.
at
Yeah,
the time, when it took it 15 years ago, um, or actually, it was probably all right.
yeah.
Um,
No, I think it was still ropey then, but you for TV, you
for
kind of
TV,
fine
you're right.
with
You
it.
give it the
Yeah.
pass, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it was fine. Um, so yeah, quite enjoyable, but I haven't really got much else to say. How about you? Any last thoughts?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it was fun. I think I'd recommend it as a Christmas watch.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, it makes me want to watch more Matt Smith again. I remember how much I
yeah.
liked him. Yeah,
It is terrific. It's terrific. Okay. Well, this will probably be our last episode of this year.
yeah.
So just want to wish all our listeners a happy Christmas, happy holidays, and peace. Right?
Peace on Earth, man. Yeah,
Peace on earth,
no,
man.
yeah.
So
Have a good time, everyone.
we'll wind up here. So hold on. I'm about to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
I don't want to go.